will continue with Unit 4, which is on library concepts, procedures, and issues. Now, when we talk about a library, we're usually talking about a place where we find information, isn't it? From books, from the library, from the internet, or from different sources. Now, nowadays we've got so much information available everywhere. Now, not from the information that we see or from the information that we hear every day, not everything is correct. Yeah? So one should actually be in a position to identify which information is correct and which information is wrong. Yeah? Now, let's define the difference between data and information. When we're talking about data, computers are used to store data, computers are used to store information. What is the difference between data and information? When we're actually talking about data, we're actually talking about raw, unprocessed facts without any meaning. When we talk about data, we're actually talking about raw facts that does not make sense to us and that has got no meaning at all. So for instance, if I give you a number 5 there, that is data, because you don't know whether 5 represent 5 beds, 5 people, 5 cats. So it's raw. It doesn't make sense to you. So that is data. When we talk about information, we're actually talking about data that has been analyzed and that has been processed into a meaningful fact. Yeah, say for instance, my daughter is 5 years old. Now this makes sense. So now this is information. And there is a difference. Yeah. So what are other differences between information and data? Yeah. Data is used as input for a computer system, while information is actually output for the data. You input data, the computer processes the data into information. Data is unprocessed facts, figures, while information is processed data. Okay? Data does not depend on information, while information depends on data. Yeah? In a sense that, for you to have information, first of all, you must have data. You cannot have, information without data. Yeah? Data is not specific. Information is specific. Okay? Data does not carry a meaning, while information carry a logical meaning. Just what I've explained. Data has no meaning. It's biased. It doesn't make sense to you. While information is something that actually has a meaning to you, or that makes sense to you. Data is raw material. Information is the product. Okay, so these are the few differences between data and information. Yeah. Now, information can be retrieved, or information, we get information from different sources, if I have to put it that way. Yeah. We can get information from, like I said, not every information we hear is the truth. Some information is based on people's opinions, people's feelings, people's beliefs. Yeah. So as a student, you should actually be able to know which information is real or which information is based on other factors. Yeah. So we get information from radios, from televisions, from the internet. We get information from people, books. The environment can also be our source of information, libraries and museums, and so on and so on. Okay. Now, in library terms, when we talk about browsing, we're actually talking about the process of looking for something. Yeah. When you are in the library and then you are walking around, we actually say that you are browsing because you are looking for something. Yeah. So even on the internet, when you are on the internet and then you go from side to side, you are browsing because you are looking for something. The process of looking for information either in the library or on the internet is actually called browsing. Now, in the library, how do you find, or how do you locate books that contain certain information? Now, in the library, there is a certain feature called a catalog. When we talk about a catalog, we're actually talking about a place in the library where one can find out where to locate a specific book. Yeah, a catalog is a place in the library where one can find out where to locate a specific book on the shelves. Yeah, say for instance, if you are looking for a specific book, yeah, then you should actually go to the subject catalog drawer. Say for instance, you're looking for a book called Amour. Now you must actually go to a subject catalog drawer labeled Amour. Yeah, so we actually use catalogs in library if you want to look for a specific book. Other steps that you need to follow when you're looking for books in the library, you must know the book that you are looking for. You just don't go to the library and not know exactly what you are looking for. Yeah. Another guidance is, another easier way of you finding a book, you must know the book that you are looking for. Yeah. Sometimes it's necessary that you know the author of the book that you are looking for. Yeah. And in another case, it's very important that you know the category of the book that you are looking for. Yeah. Because some books in the library, they are categorized according to the names, alphabetically. They are categorized according to the authors. They are also categorized according to the subject. Yes. So you need to be aware of these three factors when you're looking for a book in the library. Yeah. Now, since books in the library are actually used by a number of people, you need to take care of the books in the library. Yeah. So what are the principles that you need to take, that you need to follow when you're caring for books that are in the library? First of all, always have your hands clean. Before you go look for a book in the library, always have your hands clean. Yeah, so that you don't make the books dirty. Keep foods and drink away. Most libraries don't actually allow food and drinks. This is just another way of caring for their books. When you take a book, you must always grip it on both sides, on the spine. Okay. Do not force the book to lie open at 180 degrees. Yeah. You mustn't always force the book to open wide. Yeah. Do not use paper clips. Do not fold, or do not use acidic inserts inside the book. Yeah. Do not use rubber bands, or do not use glues on the books. So these are some of the principles that you need to follow if you need to care for the books in the libraries. Okay. The proper storage of books in the library. Yeah. The books must always be kept in a cool and relatively dry, clean environment. In an environment where there's minimal exposure to all kinds of light. Yeah. The books must be kept in an environment where they are distant from the radiators. Yeah. Regular dusting and housekeeping of the book is always necessary. Shelving books of similar size together is also another important aspect that you need to put into consideration when storing books. Books should be kept upright on the shelves. They mustn't bend, or they mustn't be in any other position. The upright position is always the best position to store your books. Okay. Another source of information, apart from the internet, apart from the library, is the interviews. Yeah. When we conduct interview, we usually want to find out information from the person that we are interviewing. Yeah. Either from his perspectives or from his beliefs or whatever. Yeah. Now, what is an interview? When we're talking about an interview, we're usually talking about a conversation with two or more people where questions are being asked by the interviewer, yeah, to elicit facts or statements from the interviewee. So the only reason why we conduct interview is because we want to find out facts from the person that we are interviewing. Yeah, because they are more detailed about a specific subject, or because they are witnesses or whatever. Yeah. Now, the main purpose of an interview, especially in a qualitative research, is to seek the understanding and opinions of the interviewee about a certain subject. Like I said, the only reason why you interview somebody is because you feel they are an expert at a specific area and you want to find out information from them. Okay, now the characteristic of a qualitative research interview. So what are some of the characteristics of an interview? The interviews are completed by the interviewer based on what the interviewee says to be confirmed. You know, interviews are far from personal form of research. Then questionnaires. In the personal interview, the interviewer works directly with the interviewee. Unlike with email surveys, the interviewer has the opportunity to probe or follow up questions. You know, interviews are the best way of finding out for information because, you know, when somebody answers you, you can always, you know, get detailed information by following up with a question. Interviews are generally easier for the interviewee, especially if what are sought are opinions or impressions. Interviews are time-consuming and resource-intensive. That is one of the disadvantages. The interview is considered a part of a measurement instrument and has to be well trained in how to respond to any contingency. So for a proper or for a professional interview, you know, the interviewee needs actually to be trained, yeah, to know how to respond to certain questions. Interviews provide an opportunity of face-to-face interaction with two people, hence reduce conflict. So it's actually another way of getting information and reduce conflicts. Yeah, the techniques that are involved when conducting an interview or when conducting a qualitative research interview. Yeah, you must always listen to the participant. Yeah, ask questions. Yeah, be respectful. You know, if you feel the person that is responding to you is not comfortable talking about a specific area for some reasons, you must actually respect that and you should not go beyond the boundaries. Do not interrupt the participants. You know, when you're interviewing somebody and they are busy answering you, don't interrupt. Yeah, make the participant feel comfortable. Yeah, make the participant feel comfortable. You know, let them know the reason why you are interviewing them. You know, make them aware that, you know, it's confidential or their personal information will not be revealed or whatever, depending on the interview that you are conducting. So make them comfortable. Only then will you get the correct answers from the person that you are interviewing.